And we are live in 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the Tyler Fischer Show. So happy you joined me. It's good to see you. What if I was watching you right now? This is such an unbalanced medium, right? You guys get to see me. I don't get to see you. Sometimes when people come up to me on the street, not to say that they recognize me, to be like, that's a cute dog. What kind of dog is that? Usually someone will come and be like, excuse me. And I'm like, oh, somebody knows me from my co-star role in Younger 4 years ago. And they're like, is that a golden doodle? Yeah, it is. No, it's a Labradoodle. I just say yes. I don't pander to that anymore. It was cute at first. Just a fair warning to you if you want to get a dog or a puppy or something. Yeah, most of your time is going to be fielding questions. Most of your time isn't going to be playing with the dog, connecting with the dog. Most of your time, if you live in a big city, highly populated, most of your time is going to be answering the stupidest fucking questions one can conjure up. Is that a long-haired shitsmong? Like, is that a shitzel poodle? Is that a shittle doodle doodle? Yeah, it is. Just say yes. You're not going to want to fucking do this for very long. So I just go along with it. People will throw out like weird breeds too. Like, they'll throw out weird. Is that a German Nazi hunter mixed with a Mexican slippery dog? It is. I knew it, babe. I knew it. We had those growing up. You could tell by the tail, the swoops. You can tell by the swoop. Okay. Get away from me, lady. Get away from me, lady. We got a nice hot cup of coffee here, and I had a little incident. I'm a little late getting this thing going because I poured a cup of coffee, a nice cup of coffee in the morning. That's what gets me out of bed in the morning. Helps me battle the dark thoughts, having a nice cup of coffee, in the morning. Oh, in the morning. Don't you want to date someone like that? Oh, good morning. Imagine that, you're waking up. Oh, good morning. Did you have a nice sleep, did you? Oh, sleep. Oh, you're sleeping at long last. At long last, you had a good sleep, did you? Let me make a nice hot cup of tea and rub your feet. That's what the Irish are like. They're so nice, man. They're so fucking nice. When I went to Ireland, man, so nice. We picked our car up at 4 a.m. and the guy was like, hi, good morning, how you doing? What can I get you? I'll play the food. I'm like, oh my God, this guy's happy. That guy's happy. And it was St. Patrick's Day weekend too, so he was extra happy. Not like New York. You go to New York. Hey man, I'm looking to get to Times Square. Times Square's closed. Get the fuck away from me. It's been closed since 1982. Everyone thinks it's like the 80s now too. But not in Ireland, dude. You ask for directions. They're like, oh, you need to use the bathroom, do you? Well, let me help you out there. I'll just walk you there. It's only about 32 blocks. You're like, no, it's fine. No, I've got nothing better to do. Help a nice American to take a wee-wee. So you're going to walk. We'll walk right this way. I'll sing you a nice little tune. When Danny was my brother, and my brother was Danny. You're like, oh, wow. Oh, when you're going to the bathroom, I'll give you a nice massage. Help you digest there. And then after you're done, you can have your pick of me daughters. I recommend Caitlin. Hey, Fred. Freddy's on the set. What's up, bud? How you doing? What's up, buddy? It's my husband. So I go to pour a cup of coffee, and I spill some coffee on the counter. Then I go to get a sponge to wipe off said coffee. And a drop of sponge water bloop, 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 falls into my coffee. I stared at it for about 30 minutes. I'm a germaphobe. Closeted, maybe. But I was like, I can't drink that coffee because it has a drop of sponge water in it. And I'm sitting there going, well, maybe the hotness will kill the germs, but I don't know. Maybe you have to boil it. Maybe I'll put it in the microwave, but that kind of ruins the taste of the coffee. And I just sit there, basically panicking for 30 minutes. And guys, I'm happy to say I am drinking the coffee with the drop of sponge water in it. Let's take a sip right now just to show you guys that I can face my fears. Oh, what movie is that from? Give me a sip of that. You get out of here. Dumb and Dumber. When he drinks the piss. That's what I think when I have something with like one little drop of contaminant. I feel like David Puddy in Seinfeld. There's just too many germs in here. The sponge carries up to 7 million germs. Elaine, we need to break up. What if Puddy and what if Seinfeld was still going on like during the pandemic? Man, Elaine, I can't help but think that you caused this pandemic because you didn't wash your filthy hands. I think we need to break up. You're a filthy Wuhan, Elaine. Oh God. Anyhow. So yeah, I'm feeling a little awkward. I'm just awkward in general, and then now I haven't really seen too many people in a year. Don't you feel like we're all just gonna be on the spectrum for like the first year of reopening? And I'm not making fun of autism at all. I really mean this. Like I really think. I mean, look, people are becoming mentally ill because of this. So don't you think a certain amount of people are going to become autistic? I don't know if you can just become autistic, but if you can become mentally ill or have some sort of circumstantial induced schizophrenia or mental illness and become suicidal, don't you think we could also become autistic? I don't know. These are questions for a doctor or a comedian with a podcast. But it's just going to be so awkward, dude. Even every spring in New York City, you see people kind of walk out of their house like they forget how to like be out, and everyone just kind of stands around the parks for a while. Like they don't sit on the grass yet. Everyone's just very on edge. Then you add this year-long lockdown. I think it's going to be fucking weird. Not to mention how horny everybody is. So here you go. You're going to have millions of billions even of just unbelievably horny men and women. We know you get horned on too. Come on, let's not mince vaginas here. And then you've got the induced circumstantial autism mixed with so you got all these people who are so horny, and then all these people who don't know how to communicate anymore. I'd say we haven't seen the likes of the Me Too movement yet. Don't hold your breath. Okay, it's gonna get pretty awkward. How could it not? How could it not? And then everyone's just confused generally about gender relationship roles, and there's no women, there's no men, there's no nothing. Where it's gonna get so fucking uncomfortable and weird because nobody knows what to do, and everyone's just gonna freeze and panic and be so horny and not want to touch anybody, not want to do anything. They're just gonna sit in their house and they're just gonna fucking watch Netflix. And this is sponsored by Netflix. This episode is sponsored by Netflix. No, it's not. So I had a show the other day. Like in real life, like in a comedy club, and just sat in the back panicking. I didn't know how to talk to the comedians. I didn't know how to talk to the crowd. I didn't know if I should have the mask on, mask off, pants on, pants off. I didn't know what to do. Like this guy was like, "Hey man, haven't seen you in a while. How you doing?" And I go, "Suicidal." Oh shit, sorry. I forgot. You're supposed to say fine. You're supposed to say, no matter how you're doing, you're supposed to say, I'm doing fine. I'm doing okay. But you can't tell the truth. That's a social rule that I forgot about. And then this other guy comes up to me and reaches his hand out to shake my hand, and I panicked. So I reached out and I blew him. It's just going to be about relearning how to do these things, you know? Got to relearn how to do them. So this is my first week of being 34, and as you can tell, I'm more intelligent. I'm reading, look at this, I'm reading better books. Look at this, what is this? Understanding Plays I'm reading. Of course, still reading Malcolm X, one page at a time. But, you know, I'm doing Understanding Plays. Lots happening with 34. It's pretty good. I'm hoping to have more relationships with women in my 30s. In fact, I remember somebody sat me down when I was a kid. I was a young boy, maybe around 7 or 8. And they sat me down and they said, "Come here, Tyler." And, sat me on their knee and they said, "You're going to have a lot of sex when you're in your 30s. Now listen to me. You're going to fuck when you're in your 30s. You're going to fuck. You're going to fuck." I got to say, that was one of the best pediatricians that I've ever had. Even better than my current one. And this guy had some insight, you know. And I think he's right. I think women are attracted to older men. The 30s is a good time for men because you could date younger, you could date older. It's good. Oh, how can I even forget this? I can't. As I'm talking about this, I got laid on Friday night. Woo! Man, that's how fucking depressed and weird I am. I literally had to write it in my notes. So out of the blue, it was like, it was just like out of the blue. You know, when you have those, you just don't expect it to happen. Everything aligns, you know. I ran into Governor Cuomo on the L train, and he gave me the old hoo-ah, hoo, hoo-ah, hoo, hoo, ha, ha. The old Cuomo, no Cuomo. Oh yeah. Governor Cuomo, dude. If you don't like him, can you say no Cuomo? I don't know, dude. No Cuomo, dude. I'm trying to get that trending. No Cuomo. Man, another woman came out. Sexual allegation, sexual, I don't know if it was assault or harassment or whatnot. But this guy won't, he's not going to, he won't retire, whatever the word is, retire, throw in the towel. I forget the name, the actual name, but he had a press conference. Perhaps you've seen it. And he blames it on his ethnicity. He blames it on being Italian. What a fucking scumbag. Did you see him? This guy has no remorse. I mean, you want to talk about narcissistic personality disorder? Take a look at this fella. I think he's at least comparable with Trump. But he's Italian, so he didn't know. Listen, I didn't do anything wrong. If I did, I'm sorry, but I'm Italian. That's what we do. We touch. We're Italian. We're a touchy people. They call us meatball crabs because we just say touch and touch and touch. That's what we do, you know? Look, when you're Italian and you go to a wedding, and you know Italian wedding soup, right? So Italian wedding soup. That's what we do. We go up to you at a wedding. We corner you. We grab you by the face. We kill your grandma and we fuck your daughter. It's all spaghetti, right? It's all spaghetti. It's all a block of Parmesan Reggiano. It's all It's like, how long are the Italians going to get away with using that excuse? My friends were like, yeah, that's just what we do. That's what we do. We're a touchy people. So I get it. Well, no other nationalities can get away with that. You never hear like a press conference. Governor McKinley, why did you hit your wife? Well, I'm Irish. That's just what we do, I threw a couple pints back and gave her the old 1-2, the old heepo-doodle-diddly-diddly-diddly-doo right in the face there, you know. It's just what we do, you know. I'm sorry if I offended anybody by punching them, but that's just what we do. We're Irish. Are you going to leave your family? Well, I already left them. For an 18-year-old. She's a smoking piece. She's good crack. Yeah, that's what we do. It's called the Irish exit. We know this, right? Am I doing something wrong? I'm just doing what I know as an Irishman. Diddly diddly da dee da da. Well, he is Irish. That is what we do. That is what we beat the shit out of each other at a family reunion. That's what we do. That's what we do. So, you had to see this coming. Come on. The guy gets an Emmy. I mean, when there's that much positive attention on somebody, they're hiding something. He got an Emmy for his work in the pandemic, before the pandemic was even over. He wrote a book. He wrote a book about being the best at leading a pandemic during a pandemic when tons of old people were dying. It's like if Hitler wrote a book during the Holocaust called The Art of Keeping Jews Alive. It's like you might want to look the other way. Put the book down. Put the book down. So he was touchy. All right. I got to shave this beard, man. Talk about a sponge. I mean, geez Louise. Soaks everything up. Speaking of touching, watched episode 3 of the Woody Allen documentary last night. That's why I probably look like I've been up all night doing heroin, because I can't stop thinking about it. I told myself I wasn't going to watch it, I said I wasn't going to watch it, but I'm up all night like a fucking detective. I got the red, I got that red yarn going from, his movies to other movies to other movies to other movies. And like, my friend called me and she was like, have you seen it? It's so sad. It's so surprising. I was like, surprising? What are you talking about? She's like, have you watched it? I'm like, have you watched Manhattan? You don't. His films are the documentary. Why are we watching this documentary? Just watch his films. It's all there. That's the documentary. It should be like, and now the HBO Woody Allen documentary. And then it's just like, chapter 1. He adored New York. What's going on? He idolized it. Wait, no, let me check. What is this? Oh, it's just Manhattan. Oh, okay. At least you get to enjoy a film while you're learning a little bit about it. How are people surprised? I mean, geez Louise, been trying to cancel this guy for 600 years. I can't believe it. I can't believe he did such a thing. What are you talking? The documentary, that's what the documentary should be about. The documentary should be about the people who are surprised by that. That's the real story here. They should just go and interview. And now we're talking to Colleen Simmons, who says she's seen every single Woody Allen film, all 9,622 of them from 1823 when he began making films to today in 2021. Now you say you're surprised. I'm just surprised. I just can't believe it. And really, you can't believe it. I don't know why this takes place the night. You can't believe it, really? Oh no, I just can't believe it. I never saw it coming. Well, really, you've seen all his films. Yeah, all his films. The ones where he's dating very young women. Yes. And the ones where he's talking about molestation and touching and loving and... Yes, I've seen them all. I just flabbergasted. I'm just Oh, yes. Oh, man, that was another... I wish I was dating an Irish woman or someone who talked like that. So sexy back then. What happened? What happened to the evolution of speech? How did that happen so quickly? If you want to understand how fast people evolve, I mean, to go from this in 1922, and this is on the Hindenburg, is coming down, and then like, no, today people are talking like this, dude. Like, what the fuck, dude, the Hindenburg? The fucking Hindenburg is fucking flaming down, dude. It's crazy. Shit, I'm trying to keep it 100, but whatever, dude. And then here she comes, and it's coming around the corner. And yeah, dude, it's like fucking, dude, fucking hell, whatever, dude, YOLO. That was like 80 years from that to that. And women sounded so sensual and sexy too. And what happened? Guys and bros and the vocal fry people. What's going on there?
Oh, well, I find you to be breathtaking. I really do. I just really do. I'm in love with you. Cat. And now it's like, I don't know. I'm crushing on ya. Where's my jaw?
That's what some people sound like. It's tragic. It really is. That's why I insist on doing a new rule, by the way. Okay, people, we have a new rule. I'm working on a Bill Maher. It's not great. I shouldn't even do that. I mean, I'm working on a Bill Maher. It's going to take some time. I shouldn't have let it out of the fucking gate right there. Donald Trump he's a Nazi. Let's be frank, people. New rule. Don't do your impressions on your podcast before they're ready. If you want to do impressions, just and if you enjoy mine at all, just know that they suck when I start for a very long time. I lock myself in a room. Okay, you know, and then like 6 months later, they're half decent. So, yeah, no rule. I'm FaceTiming women. I don't even know what to say now. I'm like, well, what do I say? I almost said gals. I'm canceled. I don't have any courage. Women, or Women X or something. There's like now some people are demanding to be called Women X. I don't know. It's all crazy. Ladies, how do you feel about it, by the way? That's one thing. I haven't even heard anyone be like, how do women who identify as biological women and who like being women and appreciate the things that make women women, like being able to bear children, the biggest miracle of all time, and being sexy and having beautiful bodies and being intelligent, like, how do you feel that we're like just trying to erase gender?
Just wondering. I'm just wondering. That's all. Maybe that's my stage voice. Maybe that's it. I don't know. I've gone off the rails.
I don't know, dude. Fucking brutal. Some guy actually, comedian pal of mine, said he knows Bill Burr, and he said he's terrified of him, which was shocking. I don't know what that means, but Bill, if you're watching, when I know you are, because we all know Bill's obsessed with this podcast. He can't get enough of it. So, what does it say about us, though? I mean, I was doing a show. I did a show last night. I did a really fun Zoom birthday party show. Happy birthday, Brian. And it was so fun. But then I think either him or someone in the show brought up that the new episode of the Woody Allen documentary was coming out last night, and I was like, oh fuck, I gotta get through this last joke because I really wanted to watch it. But what does that say about us? We're obsessed with this shit. I want to like finish work so I can go get in bed and have some Ben and Jerry's and watch a documentary about child molestation. There's something also predatory about us that we enjoy this shit. That's what is interesting, because part of us we want to discover something catastrophic. You're not watching that. You can go online and already, digest all of this information is out there. But we're hoping something real sick's gonna come out, And now I'm wondering, like, who's watching to get what information. Like, there's going to be a certain amount of people who are watching that documentary hoping that Woody Allen is relieved of all this, that he gets off again. Some are watching hoping that Mia Farrow wins, and that some piece of information, some hair or piece of DNA or some old cum on the ground gets discovered. And that Woody Allen goes to jail, and then Woody Allen is in jail, and guess who? Oh my God, plot twist, guess whose jail cell he gets put in? Bill Cosby, because he's in the fucking molestation part of the jail. And Bill Cosby's roommate, jail cellmate, just got COVID, and so he's alone, and they only have one space, and Woody Allen gets paired. Imagine that. Oh, man. Woody Allen gets paired up with Bill Cosby. What are you in for? I'm in for the things. I did the things with the woman and the drinks and the things. What are you in there for? Yeah, same. I guess it's not the same, but that's a film. If there are any filmmakers watching and you're interested in investing roughly $60 million in my new film project called Woody Cosby, The Adventures of Woody Allen and Bill Cosby when they're in jail. Oh, fuck, man. That's a good film. I'm going to start writing that. I'll at least write a 1-minute version, put it on TikTok. TikTok, I think, maybe ruined my dreams and aspirations because I literally, the one thing I do love about Woody Allen is, his compassion for kids. No, it's his structure, his artistic model of making films once a year. Whatever happens, and I'm on the fence right now. I'm still on the fence. I still am very careful with saying definitively. Is that the right word? Definitively? Let me look that up in my understanding place. Oh, thou shalt not. No. Hamlet. No. Shit. I can't say for sure because I don't want to fall down that trap of making accusations when I don't know. But however, I'm more on the fence than I was before I started watching it. So they're just so. This is the other thing you got to think about. Mia Farrow's one of the best actors of our time. She's fantastic. I mean, you got to. If you haven't seen, I've seen most Woody Allen films, because he had me in the attic when I was a kid, and he said, "I'll put you in my films, kid. I'll put you in my films." He is a fantastic writer and director. Have you seen Match Point? It's an unbelievable piece of art. She is an incredible actress. And we're back. Sorry, my Airbnb guest just went in the kitchen while I'm talking about pedophilia. So that's good. So that'll be good for the reviews. That'll be good. She also came down last night while I was doing my show. I was doing the live Zoom show, yelling about my dog being a service animal, and the service that he does is getting me tons of pussy, and she walked in right during that moment, and that was good. So that's good. So that'll be 5 stars for me. Oh yeah, not only do I have a comfortable home for you to stay in, but I entertain you while you cook. She actually did listen. Turned out she listened to the whole set. And I told her I was on. She goes, what were you doing? I was on a meeting. And I didn't realize she was in the kitchen for like 20 minutes. And I'm literally just firing jokes off. She's like, are you sure? It was really funny. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, no, it was stand up. Jig is up. I try not to tell my guests what I do because I've had guests come to my comedy shows before. Like just show up. So I've been doing Airbnb for like 10 years in my house. And one time there was this old guy who was just so stern and angry. He was a vet. And I just thought he hated me. And I used to do this show in my neighborhood called Big Break. And great show, by the way. Great show. And I walk in. Bob was his name. And he's sitting there in the crowd. My like 70-year-old Airbnb guest is just sitting in the crowd, just like, you better make me laugh, Tyler. And then he starts heckling me. I'm bombing, by the way. And he starts heckling me. He ends up saving my set. He saved the show. It was weird, wild stuff. So anyways, I don't like to tell people I do comedy anymore because then they're very interested in it, which is fine. I'm interested in it. I'm fascinated with stand-up. Even when I meet I'm obsessed with it. So anyways, back to Woody Allen. they're both fucking incredible artists. So you gotta step back and go, okay, these were major celebrities. She had 13 kids. That's the thing, is like, when I watch the documentary and I listen to her, and he came in and I don't know what it was in the attic and I don't know what it is, and the music, and like, you gotta like pay attention to what they're doing. I mean, it's a documentary. It's meant to drive you one way. I mean, this is a very biased documentary. And then I go and I read an article from Soon Yi or one of his other kids that were like, no, she was a fucking crazy, batshit, nutty witch. And she'd lock us in the closet, and she was fucking cruel. Not to mention, 2 of her kids killed themselves. These are just maybe details. I'm just saying, let's put it all on the table. Let's put it all on the table. Come here, let me give you a kiss. We got a little bit of this on the table. We got some focaccia. And then I'm going to put my tongue down your throat. I always go into a Sebastian Maniscalco. I have a hard time separating Cuomo and Sebastian Maniscalco. You know what bothers me? Old people. They're so slow. You go to a Dunkin' Donuts, a guy takes 45 minutes to tell you what kind of coffee he wants. So I just put them all in the nursing homes with the COVID and the paper. I'm all over the place here, as you can tell. So there's you might start to see there's some sort of undiagnosed ADD here, maybe a little Asperger's. I got a bunch of things that never really came out as a kid. And I did grow up in a similar, it wasn't like this. It wasn't as crazy as the Mia Farrow thing and the Woody Allen thing. But my parents did get divorced, and there was manipulation and triangulation and competing for love and for custody. And like, if you were a divorced child of divorce, you maybe you relate to this a little more. There is a tug of war. And your parents will lie, and they will make shit up. And very rarely do divorces go well. Very rarely are they like, well, it's just it's amicable, and we still love each other, and we have no. Usually the shit has hit the fan. Somebody fucked an intern, right? And the spouse walked in on it and got a knife and tried to kill him, and found panties in a glove compartment somewhere, and the divorce is built around resentment and anger and just like murderous feelings. And so I also am watching the documentary from that lens. Like, my mom told me some terrible shit about my dad. My dad told me some terrible shit about my mom. Like, it was this ping pong thing where you go to one house and it's like, oh, your mom's a Nazi. You go to one house, it's like, oh, your dad's a fascist. It's like, it's just fucking, it's all, maybe those are the same thing, fascist and Nazi. I don't know. But what I'm saying is, the other element that I would understand is if she was coached or manipulated. I'm not saying that happened, because I did see her, the little girl's testimony, and like it does seem pretty believable. But also, her mom is a great fucking actress. So it's like, if a girl's gonna be coached into giving a very emotional, detailed, allegation, well, Mia Farrow would be a pretty good candidate to teach and coach and script the thing. Not saying it happened. Again, I'm not saying it happened. But there are things that my parents told me about the other one that were really awful, that I don't think I ever got over. And I don't think I even ever really formed a strong bond with either of my parents because of that. This shit has serious effects on kids. I mean, one parent, let's say there was cheating or some kind of malevolence, right? The wife has an affair with the pool boy. I don't know. I've been watching too much porn, but I did stop watching for my 34th birthday. The husband now has to fight for custody. Okay. So he's going to have to ramp everything up. Every bad thing that woman did, he's going to just ramp it up to build his case. And she's going to have to counter that. So she's going to have to make him out to be a monster. The kids are all seeing and hearing these things. So it's devastating for kids. It's absolutely devastating. I mean, geez Louise. My dad came out of the closet. And then my brother came out. We had a huge closet. It was, you know, a lot of people have walk-in closets. We had walk-out closets because people were just coming out every week in my house. Yeah. My cat came out the closet and just like, meow. I was like, I knew it. I fucking knew it, Stewie. I knew it. Rest in peace, Stewie. Cute little cat we had. So my mom told me when I was a kid that my dad was going to become straight again, and then they were going to get remarried. That's fucking crazy. That's crazy, dude. I believed it. So that's just one example. That's one example of something that my mom told me about my father that I believed. That was a positive thing. That was a fantasy of them getting back together. Then there was the negative things, probably when she realized it wasn't going to happen. So it was so confusing and traumatic and awful, you know. And then there's the element that I understand why parents do it, because like the family gets shattered and they're just you build up this family and you have your kids and I think oftentimes it becomes a competition for love and attention, and it becomes about the parents. And I think that's what happened in this situation. So I just can't wait for episode 4. I can't wait. It's so good. It's just so good. So his body language, though. I mean, what you couldn't think of a worse person to have to get on the stand and say they didn't do something that they were accused of than Woody Allen, because his body language is so uncomfortable in all of his movies too. Woody Allen gave a voice to like weird people. I think that's why he was so popular. He was like one of the first people that wasn't a classic, John Wayne type, very handsome, stunning star of films. No, he was a weird, neurotic, anxious, bizarre, odd-looking tiny Jew. Like me. And there's a scene in the documentary where he's fighting these allegations, and it's like straight out of Annie Hall when he's on a first date and he's being so weird. He has to get up and like all of his little quirks, he just gets up. So as you know, he does that weird cough thing before he talks. It's like any liar you've ever seen does all of these things. So as you know, I don't talk to the press very much, but I've been accused of child molestation. So I thought maybe I should talk to you and say I didn't do it. But is it hot in here? Is it hot? Is that a fly? I didn't do it. I didn't touch it. God. Oh, I'm sorry. My allergies. It's hay fever season. You're like, oh my God, this guy did it. But that's just what he's like. And then he had this, oh my God. In the same press conference, he had to say he didn't molest a kid and also come out and say, but he started a romantic relationship with her oldest daughter. Not a good look. Not a good look. And look, there is a world where he did just fall in love with her, which is awful. It's awful. It's creepy. It should have never happened. No, it should never, ever, 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 ever happen. There is a world where that happened, and he did that one terrible thing, and started dating the daughter. Look, we all do awful things. We've all done something bad. We've all been attracted to something horrendous. I'm guilty of it. There was a time in my life where I wore cargo shorts, and I was actually attracted to them. I thought, these look good. How is that any different than pedophilia? Cargo shorts are fucking repulsive. They're disgusting. They're sickly. Sick shorts. Sick fashion. But I actually thought they were good. I thought they were cool and sexy, and they had like 40 pockets. Look, they're the pedophilia of pants. You know this. We all know this. We've all dated somebody insane. You know? So then there's that other part that I go, okay, he said he fell in love with her. And I read an article that she put out a few years back, and she was like, he didn't manipulate me. It was organic. It was natural. I love him. We've had a great marriage. So then there's that part of me is like, fuck, man. I want to have a good marriage. I'm jealous of that, even though it was in that weird circumstance. So there's a lot going on, and it's a good distraction from actually taking care of the shit in your life, which is another thing to think about. But they got Seuss, though. They can't get Alan, but they got Seuss. They got the old Seuss-a-moose. Dr. Seuss. Canceled. He's not fully canceled. Yeah, it's getting out of control, though. I mean, the fact that they canceled 6 of his books for being racist. This is why, on the face, this cancel culture shit can get so out of control and ridiculous. They stopped publishing 6 books because they said they are racist. Okay, well, what does that mean? You think he just, like, every, like, couple months just, like, put on his racist suit and wrote a racist book, and then was like, no, I'm back to, Sneetches and everything, which is a great book that's the antithesis of racism. Is that the right word, antithesis? Let me just look this up. Antithesis. I think so. Okay. I dropped out of college, by the way, just so you know. The Sneetches book was based on, if you don't know the Sneetches one, some of them were born with stars on their bellies, and some of them didn't have stars on their bellies. And the non-belly Sneetches, star Sneetches, glorified these other ones. And then they started building these machines where you can go in and get a star put on your fat Sneetch belly. And then it got out of control. And then it was cool to not have them and have them. And the whole point of the book was like, it doesn't matter what you fucking look like. You're all awesome. Some people aren't, but we should all at least treat people equally unless they're pedophiles or racists or whatever. And that's another thing that I got to gripe with. Grapple. I got to gripe. I'm grappling with. Is we're too compassionate. Oh, treat everyone the same. No, treat people based on what they fucking say and do and their history and who they are and their character. You don't just treat everyone the same. You meet them and you go, how are they treating me? Are they speaking down to me? Did they just pick me up and throw me over their shoulder because I'm a tiny guy? But if these claims were correct that he's racist, then why would you still print his books? I mean, on the face, this is so fucking ridiculous. If he has 6 racist books, that means he's racist. It just means he couldn't hold it back for those 6 books. He's like, I gotta make a Jew character. I gotta just get this out of my system. If he's racist, then he's racist. Then cancel him completely. Like the dance and the games we're playing are so ridiculous. So, in conclusion, I'm 34 now. And I've obviously spent my first week not working on my life, but trying to create conspiracy theories about Woody Allen, which, by the way, the one that I've proposed, I still believe to be correct. In fact, I've thought about it even more. When you're hearing these leaked phone calls or these recorded phone calls of Woody Allen and Mia, there's this, like, you can just feel there's elements of revenge and resentment in there. And I do believe it all began with Frank Sinatra and Mia Farrow having an affair, having this baby, Woody Allen finding out the story, Woody Allen finding out that it was Frank Sinatra's baby because he's fucking beautiful. He's a beautiful man. Ronan Farrow is a beautiful, beautiful man. And I'm sorry, dude. I love Woody Allen, but I wouldn't say he's beautiful. His films are beautiful. He's not beautiful. He's a very odd looking guy, okay? And I think I'm quite odd too, so I can say that. So, he gets revenge. By taking away her daughter and either falling in love with her or faking it, right? And then Mia comes back with the allegations, and that's what you got. So that's it. Case closed. Case fucking closed. I just closed that case. Don't even watch episode 4. Don't even watch it. So I'll go back to the pornography thing because I think this all ties back into it. It ties back into it. Pornography. Acting out these things that you see on the camera. And so I've decided to stop watching pornography. It was ruining my life. You know, my ex-girlfriend broke up with me because I wanted to act out everything I saw in the porn. It's not healthy. So she broke up with me. You know, I quit my job and became a pizza delivery guy because these are the things I was seeing. And she's like, I'm not attracted to you anymore. You're delivering pizzas. You're making $7 an hour. You used to make good money doing TV and film. And I just said, well, it's, you know, this is what I do now. I deliver pizzas in the hope that there will be 2 co-ed lesbians who invite me in and don't have money and offer me pleasure. And this is my life now, and you need to respect it. You need to respect my journey. And she said, I can't respect that. We can't pay rent. And I said, well, look at all these pizzas. I've got all these pizzas. She goes, I have a gluten intolerance. You know that. And I'm lactose intolerant. And I don't eat meat. And I say, yeah, but look at the pizzas. I'm bringing all these pizzas home for you. And she didn't respect that. And it ruined our relationship. It ruined the relationship. You know, and then I'm going to my friend's house, skimming pools, you know, just waiting for their moms to come home. Just waiting. I never had any sex, by the way. None of this panned out. But I'm saying that the porn, you can see how it takes over your life. So that's the goal. So I'm doing my best to stop that. So anyways, hey, we covered a lot. And appreciate you watching, listening. Give a review on iTunes if you don't mind. Subscribe on YouTube. Tyler Fischer. If you want to support this show and all the comedy I do, which is what I do full-time at home here, I film stuff and make things, and you can support on Patreon, patreon.com/Tyler Talks. And you get the free live Zoom show once a month. Do something nice for yourselves this week. If you live in Connecticut, stay out of the attic, okay? Stay away from the kids. I'll see you next Monday. Ciao. Auf Wiedersehen. Great, you know. I said I wouldn't do the mental breakdown thing at the end of the show, but I'm doing it again. I'm questioning myself. I really am. I thought we had some good momentum until the Airbnb guest came in, and I feel like she sort of threw things off. I had a good, you know, sort of flow state, and great, you know, so I feel like I'm just going to get canceled now because of this. It's really, my dog's mad at me, and you know, I've got no relationships. I haven't left the house in, you know, a year, and I should probably shower, but what's the point? It's like you go on a date and you have a mask on. You don't even need to shower because they can't even smell you, and you know, what a waste. Great, the sponge, you know, I could see it in there. It's bacteria. It's like growing legs. It's like got a face and a personality more than I have. I don't even know what's going on.